What's up, New Jersey? Welcome back to the NJ1ST podcast. My name is Ryan McDonald. You can follow my work on social media at Ryan McDonald USA on Twitter, Instagram, also at NJ1ST on Twitter and Instagram. I also upload written work on a Substack every Sunday, ryanmcdonald.substack.com. You can subscribe to a email newsletter there. I promise I won't spam your inbox or try and sell you anything or sell your information. Pictured here, we have Billy Prempeh. He ran for Congress in 2020 and 2022. He did great in gaining strides for Republicans in Congressional District 9. That's Paterson, New Jersey, Northeast, against Bill Pascrell Jr., an 80-year-old plus dinosaur Democrat. Now, Billy Prempeh did not really get the endorsement of the NJGOP Republican establishment. He came in grassroots blazing, and he won in 2020. I endorsed him. I supported him, and Tim Walsh was his challenger, got blown out. He said right away, 2021, whoever wants to challenge me, try, but you're going to lose. No one challenged him, really. 2022, he was the guy, and like I said, gained strides in Paterson, New Jersey. In 2024, I think, is the year he's going to flip it. And he thinks so, too. He thinks that the Democrats are going to ditch the Bill Pascrell Jr. He's too old in the primary, and they're going to choose someone else to take on Billy because they're afraid that Billy's going to win in 2024. Now, before we listen to this Paterson, I believe, City of Council meeting that Billy was at, it's actually an 8-hour live stream that they have the Paterson government hosted on Facebook, and this is a 6-minute passage from Billy we're going to listen to. He talks about the topic being the mold of Paterson, and that made me remember something from New Jersey's past. And it was recent past, the 2021. Teacher unions slam school conditions in Paterson as staff returns to buildings. Here's a 2-minute video I'm going to play that has to do with mold and the conditions of schools as they're returning kids to school from the COVID pandemic. So they took away kids' schooling and education for a whole year, and teachers still wanted to continue like halting their education, telling them to go home. All of that is a mess because of Wi-Fi and different households to different needs. If you're listening and involved with the public and education, you know what I'm talking about. But what I'm saying is that they didn't want to open up schools because of health reasons after the pandemic. They still wanted to prolong it after all these other schools across the state were opening up. So let's listen real quick to why they wanted to prolong it in Paterson, New Jersey, because of the mold.
From roaches to mold and HVAC filters not changed in years. It's what the teachers union in Paterson says their staff walked into on day one of returning to the classroom on Tuesday. Photos and videos widely shared on social media paint a grim picture of the state of several public school buildings throughout the city. Eastside High School, according to Paterson Education Association President John McEntee, said to be in the worst condition.
Like I said, I remember when this was happening, the kids were trying to go back to school, specifically in the urban and city locations. It was even a joke online that people were saying, why do Democrats hate minority children so much? Why do they hate these kids? They're purposefully masking the ones in the cities. They're purposefully not allowing them to go into school in the cities. This is in 2021. And this was the fight. It was schools all around the state were opening up, and teachers and administration in Paterson were split on if we should allow our kids to come back to school, in-person learning. 2021, okay? So 2022, they probably went back to school, I hope. And 2023, I know that they went back to school because the Paterson mayor, Andre Saye, tried to still mask these kids in 2023, the beginning of 2023. So 4 months ago, he still wanted these kids masked, the only kids in the entire state. Also, Newark and Jersey City were ones that mandated the COVID passport.
The mindset that the pandemic is over. It's not. I have to continue to emphasize this ad nauseum.
During the news conference inside International High School, I asked why those announcing a school mask mandate had taken theirs off.
Well, I took it off to speak, and I'm boosted, taking it off to speak, and we're 6 feet apart.
This was 4 months ago. He wanted to mask kids. A week after this aired, he then recounted his claim that he wanted kids masked, and now there are no longer masked kids in schools that are mandatory. It's no longer mandatory. Mayor of Paterson, Andre Saye. Now let's listen to what Billy Prempe has to say. It wasn't really about mold. He was talking about the Paterson Police Department and the corruption in the government in Paterson. So he really gives it to him. Watch.
Next speaker, which is Madam Clerk, will be Billy Prempe.
Billy Prempe.
Very passionate words from a lot of people that have come here to the council meeting here in the city of Paterson. For those of you guys that don't know, my name is Billy Prempe. I'm from the 4th Ward of Paterson, New Jersey. I ran for Congress in 2020. I ran for Congress in 2022. And I told you guys in 2020, I also told you guys in 2022 that this was going to happen again. Many of you people that live in Paterson, some of you guys probably deal with mold, right? It's a terrible problem. Right. If you live in a house and you've got mold on the ceiling, how long can you sit there before you go to the hospital and you have to get treated? The AG coming to the city of Paterson, that's the Band-Aid. That's us going to the hospital. That's not going to resolve the issue. Until the people actually get the scrapers, get on that ladder, climb that roof, and scrape that bullshit off the ceiling, we're going to deal with the exact same problems here in the city. And the thing that's worse about that is mold doesn't just stay in one spot. Mold spreads. Mold corrupts. And when mold corrupts, it turns what's good into the mold, and it makes everything worse. And we have some of these people here on our council, some of them fighting for us, some of them pretending to fight for us. Like this guy over here, Mr. Velez. People that come on our council and pretend to fight for us. They say good things, they turn the complete opposite, and they do the wrong thing. Some people run and say, you shouldn't run because it's not your time. We need this next guy to come in. And the truth is, all of these people are mold. All of these people are corruption. You keep voting for the same circle, you're going to get the same problems. The Attorney General coming and taking over the Paterson Police Department doesn't resolve the issue. Let me ask you something. We have a public safety director in this city, right? He's making $200,000 a year. Has our city gotten any safer? No. Our city's not gotten any safer. Does he even live in the city of Paterson? No. He doesn't live in the city of Paterson. How did he get there? The mayor, right? Yes, sir. The last police chief that we had here, right? First Muslim police chief. Fantastic. Right. Great. But your religion has nothing to do with keeping our city safe, keeping our community healthy, and keeping crime and drugs off of our streets. We put him in place, and what happened? Crime shot up through the roof. Since this mayor's been here, we've replaced our police chief multiple times. 3 separate times. Yes, and it's only gotten worse. You think that's going to change with the Attorney General? Who put him there? The same governor that helped our mayor get in that position. You guys come out, and I'm talking about the mold that's here in the council. You guys will come out and tell us to vote for the exact same people. Some of you guys, oh, we got to vote for Bill Pascrell. He's our hero. That 80-something-year-old man doesn't give a shit about anybody in this room. And you all know it. That's right. But the truth is, well, he's a Democrat. Let's vote for him because he's a Democrat. Look what the Democrats have gotten you. Yep. They've gotten you more crime. They've gotten you more corruption. They've gotten you more mold. And it's not getting any better. We had the opportunity to replace them in 2022, and the thing that pissed me off, especially the black community, I'm disappointed in you. Because in 2022, we had the opportunity to replace Andre Saye and get him out, and put some great people in there like Councilman Jackson or Councilman Mendez. One of the two would have been just as better. Would have been way better than what we got right now. Right. But it was the black community that decided to stay home and not come out and vote. Those same people went out and marched and voted for people like Richard Burdick, who's not keeping our community safe either. You guys know exactly what needs to be done. We can't make the same mistakes over and over again. If you can't vote for me simply because I'm a Republican, then don't vote against me. Because you know exactly what you're going to get when you vote for the exact same things. And I want to leave you guys with this. Because the entire country is watching our city right now. NJ1ST. As Paterson sees after police killing, clueless Mayor Saye plays politics. Paterson Mayor Andre Saye has chosen sides after the fatal police shooting of Najee Seabrooks, saying he vehemently opposes a federal investigation of the corrupt and brutal department he oversees. Just like this guy Steve Jobs, right? Remember when he was the CEO of Apple? Yeah. When the board of directors didn't like him, the board of directors, what did they do? They got rid of him. Why is the board of directors of the corporation of the city of Paterson not getting rid of that chief executive officer? You guys all know he's a part of the problem, yet we decided to keep him. I want to leave you guys with this as well, too. March 21st, 2023, NJ1ST as well, too. They love Andre Saye, don't they? Yes, they do. Who's behind the political group that held a $5,000 a ticket bash for Andre Saye? Right. Why does the mayor of Paterson need to do a fundraiser? In Clifton at that. It's not in the city of Paterson. Why do you need to do a fundraiser for $5,000 for a gold ticket if you're running for mayor, if you are the mayor? I think it's no secret to a lot of people in this room that Andre Saya is trying to run for Congress. Right. It's also no secret in this room that old man Bill Pascrell says he's going to try and run again for Congress. That man doesn't care about you. Neither does his protege, Andre Saya, care about you. $5,000 per ticket. Yeah. None of you guys can pay for that. No. But you know who can't pay for that? These developers, these outsiders, the people that come into our city that gentrify, push you out, and set you apart from our community. We know what the problem is, ladies and gentlemen. You have a different choice. If you can't vote for me because I'm a Republican, don't vote against me. 2024, Billy Prempeh. I'm running for Congress from the 4th Ward, and I'm not going to put up with this bullshit any longer, and neither should any of you. And if any of you guys up here stand in my way, mark my words, I'm going to stop you. Especially you, Khalid. Your brother, you guys were out there doing fraud with the vote by mail. I saw that, and I am paying attention to you. I am watching you, and I'm not going to let that slide. Also, this gentleman here, Fareed Uddin, last year when I ran for Congress, most of you guys don't know this. If you haven't, go and check out my Facebook page. Look at the live streams that I did. The electioneering inside of the polling station, handing out flyers on behalf of Bill Pascrell, locking up doors and ensuring people couldn't come out and vote. Fareed Uddin bringing illegals into the John F. Kennedy High School station to vote on his behalf. It was the polling people that sent them away. When you people don't come out and vote, especially the black community, the mold will spread.
Thank you. Next speaker, madam.
Maybe now you can see why we were so pumped in 2020, 2022, and now we are fierce and pumped for 2024. Billy Prempeh. Who else in the entire state of New Jersey is better equipped to represent someone, anybody, the average American, than Billy Prempeh? He talks the walk, and that's a great example right there. So we should definitely be pushing for Billy Prempeh in 2024. He's got the whole formula right there. Heading down south, protect our coast, stop the industrialization of our oceans. Today in Trenton, there was a rally. It was to demand action from elected officials, and there were actually some Republican legislators that were there, received a petition of over 500,000 people that signed on change.org, and they also accompanied it with a bill of their own. Assembly Bill AR 181 urges immediate moratorium on sonar testing and wind turbine mapping due to the recent unexplained deaths of marine life off the coast of New Jersey. There's also a Senate Bill SR 120 urges immediate moratorium on, it's the same exact thing, but for the Senate. Declan O'Scanlan and Edward Durr were the ones to sponsor this bill. Only Republicans so far. Let's see if any Democrats join or if we can get any Democrats to join. Here's the petition. I'm not going to read the entire thing. You can pause this and read it if you'd like, but I'd like just to take this time to acknowledge that the Republicans come together in unity, but for a moratorium nonetheless, but not for illegal immigration, not for Second Amendment, not for pro-life, right to life, but for the Protect Our Coast NJ. They all came together, and you know why. It's because it'll reach across the aisle and gain them more votes. It's smart. It's a good play. Do they actually care about the whales and the marine life? I'm not really sure, but the NJ Assembly GOP at least has uploaded better marketing strategies. They used the AI generator to probably plug in wind farm turbines, rich people, capitalism, and Wales, New Jersey. And this is the generated pictures that it gave us, showing men in suits, wind turbines, and dead whales. So I'll give them some credit that, they're trying harder to get more votes. They're trying harder, and this is going to work. Things like this will work. Here's a clip of the live stream of the rally in Trenton this morning.
You just heard the petition and what we have pushed. We have legislators who have jumped in behind us.
Thank you.
And we are going... On my right, you will see the sign that says the number of New Jersey voters who jumped on for this petition for the moratorium.
Yes!
485,000 signatures, and we thank you deeply, legislators, as we pass the petition to you.
And we vote.
There you go.
Okay.
We're going to ask some of the legislators to come up and say a few words regarding that. This is my Assemblyman Scharfenberger from NJ1ST.
Thank you, Mike, and thank you, everyone, for coming out here and supporting this. If you told us 6 months ago you'd be out here at the State House talking about dead whales and porpoises washing up, you'd say you were crazy. Yeah. But here we are, and I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of an update on where we're at. I want to introduce my colleague from LD13, Assemblywoman Vicki Flynn.
Thank you.
We have Assemblywoman Kim Allner from LD11.
Thank you.
Assemblyman Antoine McClellan from LD1. And Assemblyman Eric Simonson from LD1. I'm happy to say they've all signed on to our bill, and I want to thank everybody here because I know we're getting bombarded with emails asking all of the legislators to sign on to our bill. If we do that, if we can get every legislator in the Assembly to sign on to that bill, there's nothing the governor can do to ignore that sort of mandate from the legislature. So,
Stop the NJDP.
the good news is we have about 20 co-signs so far, co-sponsors, which is great. We have 60 more to go. Keep those emails coming in. Call your legislators. Explain to them how important this is. Our position is reasonable. We're not saying it is or it isn't. We're saying stop everything until we find out what's going on here. It's a reasonable position to take.
What Assemblyman Schaffenberger is talking about right now is great. But, you know, there's some Republicans there right next to him, specifically LD1 Republicans, Antoine McClellan and Eric Simonson. They've voted for bipartisan bills before. You know, they voted for BLM Day. Mike Testa, their senator, marched with BLM. They also voted for the LGBT curriculum. So these bills, you know, he's trying to get as many assemblymen, co-sponsors. That way the governor can't refuse. What about doing that for election integrity? That's extremely important to our nation and our civilization, as much as whales are. What about the Second Amendment, you know, protecting our families, the future of our children? That is extremely important. And our purse as a people, you know, our American tax dollars. That is what most hits for this coastal project, is that it's corrupt business dealings. Yes, it's very sad that there are whales that are washing up on the shore as well as other marine life, but there's a lot of American lives that are being lost around the state every day and the nation every day. So,
and nobody can argue with that. Listen, we're all in favor of alternative energy, but not alternative energy at any cost. What we're asking is reasonable and necessary. Our tourism, our economy, the commercial and recreational fishing industries all depend on this. We're the stewards of the environment. We owe it to protect the marine life, and we owe it to protect the beautiful Jersey shore.
I'm sorry, but I don't even call myself a conservative, but if you do, you should know that when you're talking about stewards of life, that is in the realm of pro-life with the babies and the abortions. The stewards are parents, and babies are being aborted. I really wish that Republicans would come together and sponsor a bill, and Antoine McClellan and Eric Simonson would come together for things like that of life. But
the pressure, it's working, it's getting attention. I see the fear in their eyes. They're hoping this will all die down. But we're reminded every time another porpoise or another whale washes up. We had another one in Seaside the other day. Yesterday in Ortley Beach, we had a dolphin wash up. So it's not going to stop until we stop it. So with that, together, keep the pressure up. We can make whales great again. And we depend on everybody to step up, keep the pressure, tell your neighbors.
I mean, that just puts the icing on the cake right there. I'm not trying to beat the dead horse, but That's not cool, man. Come on.
Friends to get out there enjoying this movement. Thank you all. Keep it up, and we're going to win this thing.
Thank you.
How's everybody doing? Thanks for coming out today.
Can you hold this 1 second? It's live.
And just so you know, we're like Safe District 1, so we have the ocean on one side and the bay on the other. So I've been involved in this for over a decade. And any time that you puncture our ocean floor, put 4 acres of rock around the bottom of it and run cables into shore, it's not good for anybody. No. This whole thing has been a money grab. It doesn't produce enough energy.
Follow the money.
And it's also, for those that didn't know, all these turbines are non-recyclable. So where they get green energy from, I do not know. I think it's just about greenbacks. That's money in their pocket. So keep up the good fight. God bless you and Godspeed.
Follow the money, folks.
No windmill. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
It's time for us to take our seas back.
Yes.
We're tired of all those selective environmentalists that claim that tree frogs are horrible so we can't build roads, but when whales and porpoises die, they don't care. What's going on with that? So, and then the convenient truth is they're doing sonar testing. And what happens when you do sonar testing? They're going to run and go up to the beach. But then they're saying they're not digging. Or correct, they're not digging, but they're doing sonar testing. So you're scaring the animals. So don't let the convenient truth.
They're not being honest.
Dictate how this is going to go. We need to stand up for our coast. We need to stand up for our communities, stand up for our rights. So until we do that, we're not going to completely do anything else. So let's continue to fight. Let's continue to make sure that we fight for our animals. We're going to fight for our Jersey shores. Don't let them kill our tourism, kill our animals, and kill our lifestyle.
Heck no.
Let's continue to fight.
Yes.
Save the whales.
Save our whales! Save our whales!
Save our whales. Save our whales. Save our whales. Save our whales.
Okay.
Save our whales.
All right, we got more speakers, guys. We're trying to move this along. I want to personally and on behalf of Protect Our Coast and all the other groups that are here today supporting us, thank all of our New Jersey legislators that are hearing us. They're listening. They're taking our calls. They're coming to our meetings and they're saying, you know what, you're right. And they're fighting for us. So we really appreciate all these legislators being here and working so hard
Thank you.
for us.
Yes.
Hear me out. I've been working in warehouses for the last decade, and there's been a political movement, both Republican and Democrat, coming together to stop the expanding of warehouses in rural communities, both in Northwest New Jersey and Southwest New Jersey. And, I've heard all the cases, and just like the wind turbines, it does not make sense with these business deals. But when you're talking about the killing of animals, I mean, the warehouse politics talk about that too, that there's going to be so much more killing of deers and squirrels and rabbits and possums, raccoons, foxes, all kinds of wildlife are going to die more and more just because there's going to be more trucks coming on there, let alone human lives and the expanding of the roads, the taxes increasing. I've listened to all of the warehouse arguments and stuff like that. And that's our fight on the West Coast. It truly is. I see that you guys have a fight on the East Coast, the coastal lines, and it's big. I support you. I 100% support you. I suppose the strategy now will be to use this to leverage a Assembly and Senate Republican majority for 2023, 2024, into 2025 with a new Republican Jack Ciattarelli governor elected in 2025. Or Bill Spadilla. Just saying, or now I'm pronouncing that wrong. Someone said it's not Spadilla, it's Spadia. That's right. Bill Spadia. Before finishing up this episode of the NJ1ST podcast, I just want to clarify how much of an idiot Tom Crone, the Camden County Republican chairman, is. Last year, 1 year ago, he was elected Republican County chairman. And then 1 year later, he has not tweeted at all since, to do it at all on Twitter, on the Camden County GOP Twitter. And 1 year later, he quote retweets Trenton News Network's reporting, which we're going to go into briefly. This is why we can't have nice things. So why can't we have nice things, Tom? The active account, Trenton News Network, tweets out, interesting story out of LD4. This is southern New Jersey. County chairs Golden, Erlin, Donahue, and Testa don't live in the district. And now they're going to vote against chairs Vigilante and Tom Crone LD4 ticket. So Tom Crone right here supported Nick Del Silvio, Denise Gonzalez, Michael Clark. This is the America First team. This is the grassroots team. Denise Gonzalez, I know her from her medical freedom fight and as well as her grassroots movement. She was with us with Audit the Vote New Jersey, as well as her previous attempt at a Republican primary. Nick DeSilvio and his wife are very active, and they're open to independents and America First, conservatives talking about their strategies. Michael Clark is young, and he is vibrant and ready to take on Trenton. We need these people in office. Crone was on that ticket. He had it, Tom Crone, Camden County GOP. Reported on today by NJ Globe, Camden GOP switches its endorsement in the 4th District Senate race, which really means, as David Wildstein wrote, the county chairman, Thomas Crone, had previously joined the Gloucester County GOP. So previously he was with Vigilante and supporting these three people right here. But for some reason he joined these chairs who don't even live in the district that they're voting on. Thomas Crone is going to be the first Camden County GOP chairman. He's going to be first chairman of the Republicans that are making an endorsement in this LD4 race that actually live in the district. Interesting Republican politics for the primary, to say the least. If you're wondering why Thomas Crone changed and went with all these other Republicans, it's because of the money. Come to Trenton News Network. He has a very lengthy thread that shows the money, the dark money of the unions. Some unions donate a little bit, some unions donate a lot. Trenton News Network already exposed how Republicans down, right here's one of them. Sean Golden is one of those Republicans that takes your money as a Republican voter, as a donor, as a patriot, taxpayer, and he gives it to Democrats. Not joking. And Trenton News Network exposes that. Again, come to this thread, read it. Maybe I'll make another video extensively about the reporting that he's done. But I just thought that the Tom Crone quote retweet that is right here. This is why we can't have nice things. And then he completely did a 180. March 23rd, it took him 7 days to sell out. I guess he got a lot of union money too, or a promise from Testa, Golden, Erlin, or Donahue. Man, that's corrupt politics. Thank you for watching, everyone. Make sure to subscribe for my Sunday Substack, ryanmcdonald.substack.com, as well as follow NJ1ST on Twitter, Ryan McDonald USA on Twitter, YouTube, Rumble, all the good stuff. Thanks.